What's up, everyone? My name is Jesse. This is the Auditorium. I react to video game music for the first time, and today is the return of Dark Souls 3. And today we're going to be hearing the main theme and Soul of Cinder. These are from the channels Games Music and Yuka Kitamura, who I believe is a composer for both of these songs. Pretty sure. These are requested by Novak, Alex, and Cabe, Bedlam. Thank you very much. One thing I want to get out of the way is that this video is going to be kind of like an extension, I guess, off of a recent video I did called Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. I don't know anything about this song, but apparently they're kind of related. It's called Soul of Cinder. And I'll talk more about that later, but we'll just get into the song now. But that's why this one is here. But cool, main theme. I'm excited for that. That's always exciting. Let's get into it. Dark Souls 3. Wait, is this the same character on the... Oh, I think it is the same character. Huh, okay. This is the main theme of Dark Souls 3. If you know the language, let me know. Everything in these games just sound like get ready to die. It's such an unsettling feeling too. So loud. Main themes are they're so ominous to me. I don't get a lot of them. I would say out of my whole time doing this, I've probably received somewhere along the ballpark of like 20 or less main themes, something like that. And they're so fascinating to me because it can go so many ways. It could, it's a composer basically kind of mapping out what to expect, the overall feeling, everything combined within 2 to 3 minutes, or maybe even less sometimes. You know, and also where it could play. It could play like maybe during an open cinematic. I don't know if it has one, but it could play there. It could be as soon as you're into the main menu and you're choosing like a new game, it could be playing in the background there. Or what I seem to notice is as soon as you press like new game, like as soon as you start a new game, like some text or whatever comes up, that's when you would hear that too as well. So it could be any of those things. Or at the end of the credits, or, you know, it could just be used. Or, man, I'm thinking of all these as they come. A cool way to use main themes is to actually divulge from it as a main theme, and all the other songs have tiny well, not all, but a lot of songs have motifs that stem from it. And I really like when that's a thing, because you start to pick up after a while, like, oh, that sounds kind of familiar. Oh, I wonder where I heard that. And then it's all coming back to the main theme. So there's so many ways to go about it, but let me know which one happens here. I've never played a Dark Souls game. I've never played any FromSoft game, so I'm pretty new to it. And I have a feeling, it's just a guess right now. There's only a 50-50 shot at this, but I have a feeling the next song is going to be very, very different. But we'll talk about that in a second. The main theme almost has to be kind of vague on purpose, if that makes any sense. Because of everything I said, like it has to kind of just draw you in and get you kind of pumped up for it. You know, it's not really about the melodies, and you know, there's not going to be like a chorus to hook you in. It's about just, you know, here it is. Here's this thing you've been waiting for, and this is the third game. So I'm not sure at what point for example, right now as I'm recording this is summer 2024. Right now, I would say FromSoft is probably the most popular it's ever been. It's you know, people and streamers are playing it all the time because they see the challenge and they see it's like a good streaming game. But I wonder at what point was it considered a success as far as like sales and all that, because well, actually no reason. I guess I'm just curious because right now it's popular, but I don't think it was like this when they first came out. I vaguely remember hearing the name Dark Souls like early on, but nothing like now, like nothing the way it is now. And yeah, so, but if I had a third game already, then obviously it's established. I guess I'm just curious on that. Also, when I saw the 3, I was starting to think immediately of the other games. And as far as I know, Dark Souls is the only one that has, I'm guessing here. I don't actually know. Dark Souls is the only one that has 3. So I know there's Demon Souls. I don't know if there's a sequel to that, unless these count as sequels. I know there's Sekiro, and I'm pretty sure that's by itself. There's Bloodborne, and I think that's by itself. Is Dark Souls considered, I don't know if this is subjective or intended, but is Dark Souls considered like the main series to have 3 of them? Or is the story so expansive that they had to make 3? You know what I mean? And I was Elden Ring. Yeah, that's where I've always got confused, is because I know they're related, but they're not, because they all have different titles, except for Dark Souls. Okay. Either way, very interesting, and a cool way to kind of summarize this game of pretty much difficult bosses is just the sound of underlying death and what sounds pretty chaotic. Pretty chaotic. And I noticed here, this character on screen is the same as this one. So that's making me think it's the main character. Now let's talk about this one really quick. This is where it's going to get a little interesting for me. Also, let me know on the main theme if that appeared in any other game, any other Dark Souls. Like maybe that's also the theme for 1 and 2. You know, I don't know. I don't think I've heard the main themes for those. I'm pretty sure I haven't. So, this one. Not too long ago, maybe just a couple weeks, I checked out Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, for a fire-themed episode that I'm doing on something. And this was like immensely popular. A lot of people voted for it. Not this one, but Gwyn. And I had all these comments explaining all these kind of things. And it was all along the lines of, this is basically like a character that once used to be something greater. You know, he's just like a shell of his former self. And I don't remember, but I want to say they said it was the final boss or really close to the final boss. I think it was the final boss. And he was also like the Lord of Light, so he's basically diminished. That's kind of the gist I got from it. And the music threw me off so hard. It was like a straight piano piece from Motoi Sakuraba, and it felt so intimate and just nice. I was expecting kind of something similar to this, but then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, wait, that was Dark Souls 1. This is 3. So is this the same character? Or, you know, it's the soul of Cinder, so maybe they're already gone, and now we're fighting the remnants. I don't know, you know, like it's pretty cool to just to guess what's happening, but truly I have no idea. Obviously, he looks very hollow. There's like nothing inside that armor besides probably just the soul. But okay, anyways. Soul of Cinder. I don't know if there's anything in 2 relating to him. But I don't know what to expect there. I don't know. I don't want to have expectations, but I wonder if there's going to be piano again, because it's a different composer this time. That's another thing as well. So, Soul of Cinder. Yuka Kitamura from Dark Souls 3. Maybe I'll recognize the motif from the first one. Maybe not. Although I will say this one does have that more fire sound that I hear in my head when I think of fire. Like, that just sounds like hellfire to me. Beautiful yet just seems like the horns are the main instrument here. The melody? Ooh. The melody sounds like a cry for help. Starting to sound less evil and more like tragic. Ooh. I don't know if Cinder's. Well, oh wait. I feel like this song sounds like a timeline. It sounds like we're just now going into the past or memories or something. I'm going based off of what the comment said about Gwyn, which was his former self. Because even looking at this picture, it looks like he's just kind of like fading away. It looks like maybe a metaphor with sand, time slipping away. Ooh, man. I have a lot of things to say. I just want to see if I can remember them all at the end. If this is a boss theme, if it's a boss theme, I can't even begin to imagine what I would be feeling during this. If it's not a boss theme, I still wouldn't know what I'd imagine as I'm playing, hearing this. I would feel like guilty or something for... I don't know. I don't know what I'm feeling right now. Should I be feeling bad for him? Right there, it shifted. I feel like it's gonna go back up now. There was like a tonal shift right there. Or it might end like this. I don't know. It feels like it might be coming back. It's ending soon. I want to say that piano line is a motif. I don't know. I haven't heard it enough to recognize it. Oh, man. So first of all, I think the thing that I want to say the most as of right now is not really an apology, but I mean, I guess kind of. But in the past, and still, just because I don't know the game, I've said to myself and to others, people have asked me about what I think of the FromSoft games. I'm like, I don't really have an opinion because I never played them, so it's kind of hard to have an opinion on something that you don't know. Although people on the internet do it every day. I try to, be transparent about them. Like, I don't know. The only thing I know is what I've seen, and I can make a judgment based on that. And here's what I've said, and here's what I've felt for the most part, up until probably right now. So I think this was kind of like a turning point for me. But for the most part, I've always said this game, to me, always felt and looked like the story was just kind of like a side thing. And it was all about the challenge of go here, fight these guys here. And that's pretty much it. That's what it felt like. Obviously, it wasn't like that. I know it wasn't like that. But from what I know, looking from the outside in and the little streams I've seen and all that, it seems to be a kind of reoccurring thing of like a silent protagonist, which I know nothing about. I don't know if it's just you or if it's like a character's name. But it seemed to me that the story was always kind of a optional / maybe not so important thing. And the whole focus was just these difficult fights, right? Now, I don't know so much anymore. I had a feeling this was going to happen someday. Because obviously, when you know nothing and then you start to learn more, you start to kind of piece it together. And mind you, I still don't know pretty much anything about these games. Just anything I've collected has been from these songs that I've heard. And if you look back at all my FromSoft reactions, there's not that many. I've heard maybe, I don't know, less than 10 songs, including these two, something like that, in my whole life. So I've had different phases of FromSoft, And oh, by the way, I just wanted to mention that there was another game that I was confusing it with when I said what else does FromSoft do, and that's Armored Core. For some reason, I always think of Namco does Armored Core, but apparently I know it's FromSoft now too. That's just from the last video because I was like, what else do they do? Anyways, so this song, this music, I should say, is very telling of story to me. Keep in mind, I have no idea what I'm talking about at the moment, so these are all guesses. But the music is telling a story. And, oh, I should say, right before I get into that point, the reason I even said all those things earlier about the game not having story or anything is because that's kind of one of the reasons why my answer was as to why I wasn't playing them. People always ask me every day, why don't I play this? But I get these games often like, hey, why don't you play the FromSoft series? And for me, it's like, well, I like stories primarily, so it just kind of didn't look like it would appeal to me, really. So that was that. Anyway, this music to me sounds a little bit more of it's obviously telling. It's something's going on, and it brought these kind of emotions in me where it's like, do I feel bad for this character? Is the name of the character Cinder? But then I thought, wait, no, I thought it was Gwen. So maybe Cinder's a nickname. There's just so much thing to think about. But either way, my guess is now I really want to know if they're involved in 2 at all, Dark Souls 2. But my guess is, from the sounds of piecing together of the Gwen comments to hearing this, is that this character was what was it, Gwen, Lord of Light. My guess is they were like that before the game was even like before canon events in the game. So maybe you hear about Gwen, Lord of Light, but you don't maybe see him. But you fight him as Gwen, Lord of Cinder. So you get the end result of this decay. Let's guess. 2, maybe they come back. Maybe it's a different story. I don't know. And then 3, it just seems like a gradual decline. You know, I would have to assume in the first game you beat them, so they just dissipate. But this one feels like there's nothing left besides the soul of Cinder. So now you're just fighting. For one, it seems like they just won't go away, which is kind of scary in its own right. But now, see, I'm getting so many things here. And they could all be wrong too, but the reason it feels like they won't go away is because they don't want to go away, or something's unfinished, that kind of thing. You know, it's like it seems like there's just something that's like outstanding and needs to be completed. Because this image is so striking to me. It's honestly so cool. I don't know if it's official artwork or something. I don't know, but the whole like sand coming out of the hands, and still has his weapon looking down, sort of like in shame. I don't know. It has to be a boss. It has to be something you're against. I don't think this is a friendly. But I got all that from the music. The music was like telling a story. You know, it started off so I don't even know. Like it was orchestral and big, but it wasn't like. It was haunting in its own way, but then it completely shifted into like a phase 2 of the song, which might be the way it is in the game, like a phase 2, into this, you know, dirge sounding song, close to not close, but somewhat reminding me of the original Gwen, Lord of Cinder. So maybe this is so here's another guess. Maybe this character is the main character, or the main bad in the Dark Souls series. And what I would have to guess, since there's 3 of them, I'm going to guess they're in 2 as well. But I want to say canonically they're like diminishing, but power-wise they're growing. Obviously why they're still here, right? So maybe Dark Souls 3 is like the end of the like Cinder timeline. I don't know. There's so many guesses here. Let me know if I'm even close on any of them or if I'm totally off. It's fine. But that's what I'm getting. That's what I got from that song. That song alone made me feel like we're on this. This is the story of Gwen. So now I'm like super curious. I'm way more curious now about playing them than I ever was, just based off of these two songs. The main menu theme, or the main theme, was it's hard to explain. It's ambient and it kind of doesn't do much, but it felt very like, well, for you guys, it's more of a theme of like welcome back, welcome back. This is the Dark Souls you know and love. For me, it was new. It was like welcome in. So, and to me, that welcome in felt very like like stepping into like a haunted ride at Disneyland or something. So it's exciting. It's exciting. I went from like 0% interest, that sounded like a credit card, but to like maybe 10%. That was a really strong song. But just the fact that there's story involved more than I think, that's what really kind of turned it up. Okay, sorry about that rant, but sometimes songs do that. And since I knew that I didn't know, but I figure it's connected to Gwen, which I just did, and that song captivated me. I want to say one thing before I go. I want to say I feel like I'm not too familiar with Gwen, Lord of Cinder, and Soul of Cinder, the songs, yet, because I've only heard them so little. But I feel like there was maybe a motif somewhere. Or it could have just been the piano that was giving me that feeling, but I didn't recognize anything. I've also heard plenty of songs in between these two, so it happens. Okay, I've been rambling. So, just to reiterate, my first question on the main theme, is that like the main theme of Dark Souls? Does that reoccur, or is that just for 3? Maybe it's more nostalgic than just a new song. And then this one, I feel like this one's gonna have just a plethora of comments. By the way, one final thing, if you got this far, a lot of people are really good about this. I'm actually very grateful in the comment section. But do tell me whatever you want about this. I don't really care about spoilers right now, but just say spoilers like at the top of the video, just for anyone else and for me, because you never know. But it just makes life so much easier if like I see that, because then I don't have to like worry about the rest of the comment. So okay, that was Dark Souls 3. Whew. Let me know whatever you want to tell me about these games. Let me know which of the trilogy you like the best. Are they all cool? I don't know. Just go on. This video is half an hour. Thank you to Novak, Alex, and Cabe. Thanks to all my patrons you see here. I couldn't be here without them. I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.